Welcome back, everybody. To everyone needs an Aquarius, we are back in the building. How are you doing, Dom?
Listen, it's been an interesting weekend, and actually a few minutes ago, you saw how fast something happened. And I told Daryl, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go do this, blah blah blah, because I'm kind of tired and I have to go out tomorrow. So I want to let y'all know how quick, from my mouth to God's ears, things have been moving, right? So Saturday, I went to a friend of mine, a good friend of mine's birthday celebration at his house, and he's also a luxury like menswear designer, and the stuff is bomb. And so he was showing me his latest collection. So as he's holding up the pieces, I'm like, oh, this will be good on like be bomb on Draymond. Oh, Jason Tatum, I like this. Ooh, this might be good on Michael B. Jordan. This might be, like, so I'm just listing it out. And I was like, we gotta get Jason Bolden on the line. And Jason Bolden is a celebrity stylist. He is
Yeah. I know Jason. He from the crib.
Yeah, he's from St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I leave and I go to a late dinner, drink session with some of my friends, sister-in-law, all that. So we kicking it. So we go to this new spot.
Check your comment.
And I used to, so we went to the spot, and then my sister mentions that, oh, I think this is Gabrielle Union's spot. I was like, oh, I didn't know she was in the restaurant business. I was like, but also not shocking. And so in walks Jason Bolden.
Oh, wow.
Like literally an hour and a half later. So crazy. So, and what was so funny, as it happened, I was telling Chantel about my friend's collection, because Chantel is also a designer as well. And I was like, do I say something, or do I like, this set, because people just be out, just trying to be out, and I'm not being fangirly, but she's like, no, you got to say something. So I go and I say, hey, Jason, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I was just talking about you an hour ago to my friend who is this luxury menswear designer, about his latest collection. And as he was holding up pieces, I was like, oh, Michael will like this. And I said, we got to call Jason Bolden, get Jason Bolden on the line. So I was like, to run into you here is crazy. I was like, it's kismet, and I was like, so I'm from St. Louis. He's like, oh, really? I'm from St. Louis. I was like, I know. He's like, so what high school you go to? So we doing the whole thing. You went to Marquette. I was like, I went to Parkway North. So yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, so we had our conversation, but yeah.
Let
me say this, God, I need $50 million to your ears. Yeah. Listen, because it was so fast, and then just what you saw happen, I was like, all right, well, he told me that I don't need to be outside, so yeah, that felt really, really good. That felt really good, and I was happy that I could hype up and my friend, because it's something that I really believe in, and it wasn't, I was like, ooh, look at the material, so it was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, that St. Louis people be everywhere, boy.
We be everywhere. How was your weekend, friend?
It was good. Xander balled out this weekend. Soccer, like, balled out. They switched it from defense to offense. I ain't even know she was like she started both games. I was looking like, and she turned around like, yeah, nigga, you didn't know.
That's dope. That's dope.
She killed, and we got it this weekend. We're at the regionals this weekend in Nashville. So
okay,
she's pretty hype about that, man. So we'll see how she do down there against some other girls and stuff, man. So it's pretty exciting, man. I'm really proud of her.
We are all proud of you.
Yeah. You wouldn't know though, because I was like, when did you start playing offense? Don't worry about it. She's like, don't worry about it.
Look at her being a Virgo.
Yep, being a Virgo.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be
sensitive
and calculated.
So let's jump to do we have anything to talk about Shannon Sharpe anymore? Well, look, you want to wrap this up, or do we need to?
Well, since we last aired, he has taken a step back from his role at ESPN.
Yep.
But he is still nightly doing Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco.
But you should. That's his brand. So
yeah, don't mess up his pockets because of your wrongdoings. But it's funny because people are pulling up those clips of what Monique said to him, what Cat Williams said to him, and we talk about warnings and how God uses people to speak to you sometimes, and he wasn't listening to that warning, and that got him caught up. And yes, granted, he had been seeing this girl, over the course. It wasn't like it was something that just started happening. It was over the course of like a couple years. So he probably not looking at it like that. But hey, you can never trust these hoes. Chris Brown said these hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah.
But I think since then, there's also been another lawsuit that has come out. I didn't see too much on that, but I think there was like another lawsuit. But also, I want to explain something to people because, Shannon Sharpe did request them to leak this entire audio because he did not know that he was not aware that he was being recorded.
Right. And how does that work legally? Like I thought, like some states you can't.
Out here. I don't think you can do that out here. Like you can't. It's like it won't be entered as evidence. It's just like
it's just out there.
It's just out there.
Yeah, because I was like, I thought you could actually be liable if you are recording someone without their knowledge.
Yeah, I'm like, there has to be a level of consent that happens because you can get in trouble because that sounds like.
I'm trying to figure out how she didn't get in trouble for this. Then
I don't know. And like I said,
you know what? That's probably why they just leaked it because they knew they couldn't put it in court for real.
Yeah. But then Tony Busby was saying something along the lines that he's not going to leak the video or audio, whatever, because they're using that as evidence. But I'm like, but that you can't do that. Like that was my understanding. But I want to say this: there is a lot of kink shaming that's happening on the internet, and you can't yuck somebody else's yum. I think that there's a disconnect there because like when you talk about being choked, being slapped, dog collars, all these different things, that's a kink. And just because you don't get with it doesn't mean that you got to shame and talk about somebody else that is into that. Like people are into race play. I really don't understand that.
To each his own.
But for me, I can't get with that.
I mean, it's borderline suckerish behavior to me to be doing that to me.
Yeah. So the Shannon Sharpe situation, let that be a lesson to y'all. And a lot of y'all. I can't really say know your role and stay in your lane, but I want to say know your role and stay in your lane because I can't say that a woman that would be slightly older would have done this. I think they would have been able to finesse him a different way, where it wouldn't have come down to this. But it just sucks for everybody that's involved. Like I think it's kind of messed up that we're here again. And y'all, that's all I got to say. I'm not picking sides or anything like that. It's just weird. It's weird. And I saw something where it was like Shannon Sharpe told his daughter that he would only pay $30,000 for her wedding, but then you was gonna pay this girl $10 million if
No, it was 20,000 per cheek too. Remember, she said in the text message.
But you also was only gonna pay. Listen, you was gonna get this white girl $10 million to go away.
I'm just saying, each cheek,
and then homeboy still 10% of he still would have walked away with a nice payday. The lawyer.
Yeah, because he gonna get 40%.
No, a lawyer don't get 40%. A lawyer should only be getting somewhere between 10 and 20. And
no,
I was
not on major loss. No, it is 40%. Go look it up. Oh yeah, when you get like the $1 million cats that begin it's 40%. You thinking like regular, like I got into a car accident. 20. What's my boy? Top Dog Law. Yeah, they get 10-20%. But when you get into the millions with them lawyers, 40%. Shout out to my homegirl Jasmine, she won a lawsuit. And Jasmine Crockett, shout out to my girl that's congressman. She has a lawsuit she won. She got 40% waiting, but she can't collect it because she's actually a congressman. So it's basically sitting in escrow right now. And it was a nice size lawsuit. I'm not gonna put the amount out there. I don't want nobody pocket watching it like that.
You can put it in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
But maybe I do need to go to law school.
Yeah, and then one of my other homeboys, he got a wrongful death suit against I won't say the bus company either, because I don't want nobody pocket watching somebody else of mine. And he is balling out because of that. Like he got 40% of 20 mil.
Damn.
His firm did. So a certain amount went to his home. It's his firm though. So a certain amount went to the like operating costs to like the general thing to the firm, and then he took 50% of that of the 40% off the 20 mil. Yes, them big time lawyers, when they doing that, they taking 40% because they guarantee saying basically I got it. Yeah. You thinking Top Dog Law 10 to 20%.
Well,
that's why Tony Busby be about that paper chase. If he getting 40% for every one of these licks.
Yeah, and if he getting, yeah. And then knowing that he also caught up in some mess where he, from that one case where the girl suing him.
Mm-hmm. You still got that one out
there. You go rob Peter to pay Paul.
You still got that one out there. Yeah. Man, but yeah, shout out to everybody on that accord. So yeah, I'm done with the Shannon Sharpe thing unless something else pops up, man. Whatever. Did one thing I did want to talk about you real quick? Did you see all the hype around Sheduer Sanders?
Yes, I did. I did see that. And you know me, because it must be the money. Mm-hmm. That's my listen. They always. I'm just tired of people trying to humble niggas, because that's all this was about.
I'm disagreeing.
But also, okay.
I don't think he was as good as people thought he was though.
I was going to ask you. I said I don't follow the pigskin ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I just know that there was a lot of talk and conversation surrounding him.
That's because Dion said that he was that good. Well,
I mean, we believe it. Is he as good as Dion? Absolutely not.
You're getting my point. He's not good enough to be much of to be that braggadocious like his daddy. He think he is daddy. No, you're not, son. You cannot. You don't have enough talent to be an asshole to people and still get drafted high. He needed to go in there doing everything right if he wanted to be a first round pick.
Yeah,
I don't even fuck with the NFL, but I don't see this as big as a race thing as much as people are making it to me.
I was thinking, it's like I said,
but I get why people are though, because it's an optical thing.
But like I said, from my understanding, like I said, I've never heard people really say anything negative about Sheduer. Like, no. I don't mean personality wise or things like that. I felt like if I
heard, it's hard because some people that are racist do be hating on them, but it's hard to actually.
I felt like the people that if I saw something weird said, I was like, you got a flag in your profile. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it puts you in a tough place. But again,
but that's why it's tough for me to critique the Sheduer Sanders situation, because it is a lot of dudes that are just false flagging on some racist shit.
But also,
my thing is though, when
I say something, this sounds crazy.
Go ahead.
So, and that's not his fault. But you know, I think because he also doesn't really know what struggle, overcoming adversity to a certain extent looks like. Because I can't say, oh, because you grew up this way, you never overcame a level of adversity. That's not fair to say to him. I don't know him. I don't know the inner workings of his life. All I know is that his parents was tussling when they got a divorce and it got real messy. You know, that's what I do know. But
I'll say this, Dom. Just think about all this stuff here. There's two different things I want everyone to think about. If these were white people doing this, and it wasn't Prime, and it was some white guys, we'd be like, oh, these white people think they can get away with whatever, and they're gonna get drafted just because his daddy is such and such and such.
No, yeah, I mean, there's okay. So think about so let's insert.
Arch Manning, you know, Arch Manning, Eli Manning. I understand that aspect, but it's a little bit of because Eli Manning was actually a good prospect at the time. And I'm not saying Sheduer is not either, but I remember is my last point, and I'll let you jump in. And Stephen A. Smith was said somebody said this is similar to Colin Kaepernick, and I was like, hell no, man! Please don't try to make Sheduer Sanders some freedom fighter. Just because he didn't get drafted in the first round, fuck out of here, man. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. He ain't no damn freedom fighter. He'll be okay.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. So I was going to kind of compare.
If he was Sheduer Washington, y'all wouldn't even be talking about him like that.
So I was going to say kind of similar to the situation with LeBron and Bronny, right?
Mm-hmm.
How Bronny entered the portal. And then he went, wasn't he fourth round too, or was he second?
Second round. It's only 2 rounds in the NBA.
I don't even really listen. I don't be watching, so I don't know. I watch the game. I'll be entertained.
And low key, I know people talk about coddling. And it's so weird to me that people talked about LeBron coddling Bronny. But do you know Sheduer's only been coached by Prime since ever in his life. He's never had another coach.
Oh. Okay.
Nobody talks about that.
I think
conversation. Middle school, his dad has been his coach for his middle school team, his high school team, his college teams, and nobody talks about that when it comes to. But they give LeBron the beef with Bronny.
Well, here's the thing: people just don't like LeBron James. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all. Okay, because you remember the song "Not a Stain on Me."
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like LeBron. There's not a stain on LeBron. There's no really big controversy surrounding LeBron where it was like he was this Phoenix having to rise from the ashes type deal.
What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if the Game never leaves G-Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip-hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Is, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip-hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened. We reimagine the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Is.
Right? So I wonder if that's why people hate him, because it almost kind of doesn't feel like, because people like people that in some way like that they can relate to. So like Kobe's fall from grace made Kobe human. where always the conversation surrounding LeBron has been like he's been this not sub like he like an X-Men pretty much. So and think about the X-Men, like this nigga was out here saving people's lives and they hate the fucking X-Men. Like, we hate you mutants. Like, come on, like, nigga, you're alive because I whooped so-and-so's ass, Magneto's ass 3 weeks ago. You know, so I wonder if there is, and we don't really, and I think where the racial play comes into it is we don't really necessarily see this happening or these dialogues around other races of people. It's only when it comes to us. I think that's where that's coming from, where it's like us having to be humbled, having our self-worth, our value, and all these things. Is he being humbled,
or they overshot their load? And I love Prime. Like, who's my favorite football player of all time. But I'm being realistic with this. Did we overhype this up, and did the media overhype this up about him?
It could be a level of both. Because think about it this way: the media is always gonna create the narrative. The media is going to do that. We know that. And it could be for the good or for the bad, but it gets the people going, you know. And on the perspective of that, you have a lot of legacy Deion Sanders fans, myself included, and because I wanted to marry him, not play ball, but I thought he was cute. But anyway, that are here is like, oh, we're around to see not necessarily the second coming, but his son should be just as deserving because he's worked hard. And even though you said that he's only been coached by his father.
And another caveat to it, shout out, I'm not going to say who it was. One of my friends works in media, sports media, and he told me that no one could get access to understand and know like how good Sheduer was. Like, people would ask people on the staff he said he knew people on the staff, and they would ask, and he'd be like, "He cool." Like, yeah, he cool. Like, nobody would give any critiques. So that's why I kind of got buzzed up. And I think when he got to that combine and got to those different things, and then he allegedly, like, all this stuff is so messed up, because if Sheduer's smart, I would play up all this shit as whatever it is. Like, if negative or positive, I would play it all up. Because there's things out there saying that he came in meetings and would be like teams that he didn't want to get drafted by, just like, all right, whatever, like with his headphones on and stuff. I don't know if that's true or people just making that up.
Yeah, you know.
But I would do commercials with this. If that's what I'm doing. I'm doing whatever. What they could do, Aflac or whatever. We doing Aflac commercials with Sheduer sitting in meetings with his headphones on and not act like he there.
I would absolutely capitalize on this moment.
Yes.
Like, this is your moment, and you gotta really.
But he gotta ball out though.
I'm like, but you really gotta, play it, and it can't be one of those things where it's like your daddy coming in like Puffy and knocking somebody upside the head with a weight because he yelled at you. Like, you don't know what that's like, and then and you have to get in the mindset already that they're about to be even tougher on you simply because of that. So I like I said, I think the racial conversation came in because we only really see that with our people. I don't know and that's mainly because we subscribe to these different areas of media that pump that stuff up. I don't know what that's like in Korea or in Mexico.
I get it. I'm not trying to defend. I'm surely not trying to defend freaking the NFL, if anybody. But
right. No, it's understandable. I get what you're saying. So I just wanted to I don't know, like, it's weird. But then also what was weird was that prank call.
That was some sucker shit right there, boy.
And it was like, how you get this number? This is a new number. I only gave this out to these people. Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, the Atlanta Falcons are calling. His kids calling and playing on your phone.
I know it was a great prank. I'm not gonna front on that, but it was just illy timed.
Yeah.
Like it was not needed and it was illy timed. You know what I mean? Like we didn't need all that. It was just illy timed. We just didn't need that, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to get more into my sports media bag and reading up on things so I can have a better understanding.
Yeah, it was just weird weekend with that. All right, Dom. I got something for you I'm gonna play here.
Okay.
And I have a whole nother different thing. I've changed my opinion on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna play this. Hold on.
Go ahead and sing. I'm ready.
She right here. She can hear you. She can
I can hear everything you're saying. Yeah. Come on, man.
Wait, okay.
Thank you.
Attention all streamers.
She can hear you. She can hear
I
you.
can hear
hold on.
everything you're saying.
All right, sorry. It's for those that may not be watching or hearing. That is R. Kelly singing "Happy Birthday" to someone over the prison phone. Now, my initial thing was like, man, he think he getting out. What do they say? What the 5 steps of the 5 phases of grief?
Grief.
Yeah.
You think he had acceptance now?
Yes, that's exactly it. He's accepted he's gonna be in jail, and he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna do songs, I'm gonna do everything I can from here. I've accepted where I am. I didn't change my mind. He's accepted he's in jail, but he gonna still be Aura.
Pray for the people, God. Pray for the people, world, because there's no way in hell. And Jamie, you are single with this behavior. You don't have a man. You're pressed to have R. Kelly sing to you. Now you got me out here sounding like Kevin Samuels talking down to somebody, because this is ridiculous. Daryl.
Hey, that's
You Are Not Alone is about a 17-year-old girl.
I get it. I get all those things. He's a horrible person, but he's accepted where he is now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh. I'm just
all right. So he was in denial for a long time. He's like, so it's a 5 stages of grief. Denial. He was denying it before. We saw him denying all the accusations. Then he was angry and he was like, "What more do you want from me, Gail?" Remember that? The anger.
Well, what more do you want from me? It's Tyrese.
That's Tyrese.
But he said, hold on.
Yeah. Do I need to pull it up real quick?
No. Oh, he said I hog tie somebody. I don't even know what a hog tie is. Yo, why the dog? Wait, why the dog just pushed me like, bitch, shut up?
And then look, bargaining. Then he tried to go to court and try to say he was innocent, bargaining. Like, hey man, I ain't do this. Then he got depressed. Remember how he was looking in jail? We saw all the pictures of how he was looking. We didn't hear from him for a while. Now he has hit acceptance that he is in jail for 25 years to life. He's accepted it now. He's like, you know what? Why don't I sing at weddings? Why don't I do podcast tours? Why don't I interview and talk about my album?
You gotta listen.
Why don't I do remixes?
I mean, at this point, you got to make the most of your time.
Yeah, I'm saying he's accepted.
I don't see him he's not gonna be pumping iron out there in the gym.
Look, but listen to me now, y'all. R. Kelly album will be dropping by 2026.
Yeah, I mean,
a jail album from R. Kelly. Watch.
And y'all gonna make it go 3 times platinum, and y'all gonna put money now. So that's cool.
Look, now if we can get the Phone to Phone album together, like I've already pitched, Diddy, R. Kelly, Phone to Phone.
You might as well add Tory Lanez in the mix.
You said what?
Nothing.
We need to get this movement going.
Add Tory Lanez in the mix. I just can't believe this. Keep talking.
Phone to Phone, y'all. All our listeners, everyone needs an Aquarius army. We need to get the Phone to Phone album going. I don't know who's gonna produce it because I don't know who would want to put their name on it. Maybe we can get some Ghost Productions, whatever it may be. But Phone to Phone, over jail phones. Maybe that could be the follow album for R. Kelly, because we know he's gonna probably drop one in 2026. I won't be surprised by the end of this year. And if he's really froggy, he'll drop another Christmas album on y'all. R. Kelly from jail for Christmas, not coming home for the holidays. His name of the album, not coming home for the holidays.
You know what I often think of is when he was in, I think, Africa. He was like, "Do you have your passport?
Yes.
Did you get your shots?"
Yes. He's a funny dude, man. That's what I'm saying. Not home for Christmas. Christmas album, R. Kelly, 2025, y'all.
Man, stop it.
Home for Christmas. I know everybody else come home for Christmas, but not home for Christmas. And he can talk about how much he misses family and he don't need to talk about no ladies. Just talk about your family, how much you miss your family are on this album, and do regular jingle bells, stuff like that. We need to keep no love songs, R. Kelly. We don't.
He gonna put our love songs on there to make the ladies moist.
From jail phone, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dom. This thing that's been just everyone's been talking about it. 100 black men versus one gorilla. Or as it was said previously, 100 niggas versus a gorilla. Niggas win. Now, first I was like, hell no, we couldn't. Because we it's no way. This gorilla would decimate us. But I want to play a piece of this, not the whole thing, from Brother Van Lathan from Higher Learning with him and Rachel Lindsay. This is a hilarious way. He turned me around and made me think it was possible. He made me think that maybe I'm tripping, thinking that we can't do this.
Feet, 400 pounds, but brolic as fuck, though. Wingspan of an average sized gorilla, 8 feet. Key weaknesses of the gorilla: limited endurance, fragile organs.
But for those that are only listening, he has one of your boards up.
I know. I was like, he got my dry erase board.
And he's broken down how other niggas can beat a gorilla.
100 guys. We're not going to all attack at the same time. We're going to attack in waves, and we're going to have different skill sets for how we attack. First thing I got to tell you guys, this is very important down here. Some will die. The first wave. These are the meat sacks. Oh, yeah. Big, burly guys. Over 300 pounds. Vince Wilfork types. They got to get blood in the eyes of the gorilla. We need the gorilla to be slippery, falling over, the whole nine. We have to bloody things up. Second wave are the runners. Now, these guys aren't going to die a lot because their job is really not to engage with the gorilla. So the runners are there to taunt him and to disorient him even further. So we're talking about Noah Lyles type of guy. He's going to chase. Remember, it's slippery. We need the gorilla's heart rate up. Third wave, the light brutes. The light brutes are going to kick the arms and the legs of the gorilla. Beat on his arms. Beat on his fucking legs. Kick his fucking throat. Kick the gorilla. Kick him. Philip Rowe. Shout out to my nigga Philip. Philip, I love you.
He also killed you.
But Philip, you got to go with the light brutes. Fourth wave, heavy brutes. These are your Aaron Donalds. They're taking advantage of a weakened gorilla. Mm-hmm. They take advantage of him.
And they're more mobile. They're more agile. Mobile. Yeah, they're big, but I know when you do football players, I can talk about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. See what the fuck I'm talking about. Fifth wave, the finishers. The John Jones types. Politics aside. Vital striking now. From guys who are big and strong, but technically sound. If we execute this plan, motivated and unafraid, and with the knowledge, some will die. We can win.
But yo, this thing, so
where does this even stem from? Like, okay, I just be wondering. I'm like, I showed up to the conversation too late on Twitter. And I just was like, okay, how did we get here? Because like that was all that was on my timeline. Threads was sinners still. And I want to circle back to that, by the way. And then you had X that just was talking about the gorilla versus 100 men. And I'm just like, how did we get here? Where did this start?
So someone just sparked it up. Let me give him his love. Dream chasing Mike.
Okay.
He put it out there, and now this became a thing. Now you have primate scientists jumping in, talking about it all over the web. Like it, yo. When people, I'm telling you, and when Black people, we really do be taste making and making shit exciting for y'all on the internet. That's just like. Yeah, this came from a regular.
Where did this come from? Exactly. What was you saying, Mr. Dream Chaser, or what was you thinking about? How did this come about? You just like, hey, hey, you think 100 niggas can beat up a gorilla?
No, not unless we do the Van Lathan plan that we just showed.
Absolutely not. Because I was like, somebody gonna have to bring a gun to the knife fight because
no guns.
Because that's what I'm saying. I was like, somebody would end up having to do that because too many lives would have been lost.
So when we get older, Don, we'll see this on TV. Watch. I have a theory. I believe by the time I'm an older man, we will. You've seen the movie The Running Man before, right? Oh. It's with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and I forgot the young lady in it. But Yaphet Kotto's in it, a couple of people. So the whole concept of the movie is, if you're a criminal, basically the whole concept is criminals can decide to go on this game show and fight through all these different people trying to kill them, and you gain more money or you can gain your freedom. But it's real. So they're real, and they giving all these other people that are chasing you buffed up stuff. Like they got flamethrowers and all kinds, and you ain't got nothing but a suit on.
Okay, this happened in real life.
I think it will by the time when we're in our 70s and 80s, it'll be on TV. I'm almost guaranteed.
100 men versus the gorilla.
I don't know about that. That's phase 2. Phase 1, I think.
Okay. So all right. Okay. I was trying to follow you.
Now, I could see somebody putting some money together low key and hollering at 100 prisoners and being like, "Hey, y'all want to get 5 years off your books? Fight this gorilla." Now, I had a whole nother concept with it was not nefarious like this. I had an idea for a prison football league. I had an idea for a full-on prison football league where you can go to different prisons and play each other and stuff, like a real league. And if your team is winning, everybody gets stake, so you won't even get fucked with. People gonna be helping you out. They want you to win for everybody can get steak dinners. I don't have it on pay-per-view. And prison, and it wasn't gonna be that many rules with it. It was gonna be.
Isn't that like The Longest Yard?
No, somewhat. But think about the video game Blitz. Remember NFL Blitz?
No. I know the name, but I didn't play it.
It's basically NBA Jam but football.
Okay.
So you can do a little extra. We'll have some rules to keep everything up and up. But somebody, Dom, but they speeded up the Running Man timeline for the Running Man to be on our TVs. This dude sack chase. What is it? Not sack chasing. What did it say his name was?
Dream Chaser.
Yeah. He sped up the process with getting this going because there's some man right now literally thinking, how could I get 100 niggas to fight a gorilla? And the way they gonna do it is prisoners. Watch. I'm telling you, it's totally.
You're going back to
gladiators
of the Roman Empire and the Colosseum.
Yes, but the way that people are going to be able to justify it, just like the Greeks and the Romans did, is that they're prisoners. Because people now are really thinking, could 100 niggas really be the gorilla? People want to see this now. There is money in the air for this now, Dom. I'm a marketing guy. I know this. I'm telling you. Somebody's doing it right now. And if anything, maybe we may not see it, but I guarantee you somebody like one of them sheiks over there that's got a whole bunch of money is doing it now, planning it. We may not never see it or not, but they gonna have it over there going on. Watch what I say.
This is why
actually
education is important, guys. Using
3 months from now,
sound.
we're gonna hear a rumor. that the
things
social
happen.
Podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health.
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely
as
dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Sometimes where people end up in jail that don't deserve to be there, that don't belong there, falsely, accused.
You're going to see Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. He's the richest sheikh in the world at $300 billion he's worth. You're going to see him and one of his sons do this on some down low Fight Island type shit, where it's just going to be just for their own amusement. I am telling you this.
I believe you.
This is what I believe about life. And I know people like, this nigga is spazzing out about this.
He is.
Because ideas I always tell people, if you come up with an idea in your head or you speak it in the world, get on it, because that means it's in the world now. So that means it's going to go to someone else that's going to be able to do that shit, or going to get the energy or go forth with that idea, and they're going to think it's their idea. And sometimes your own ideas may even be of someone else's idea that put it in the universe. And I believe God, the creator, is like, hey, it's out here now. Somebody get on it. And this is what the 100 gorillas did for these rich cats. Now it's literally somebody right now like, okay, maybe we can't get the gorillas, but what about 100 chimpanzees? I'm telling you, it's going to be I'm telling you, someone is going to do this, try this. And it's going to be on TV. It might not be on TV. It's going to be some private shit. And somebody's going to be like, hey man, I heard over in Dubai, they are doing the 100 niggas versus the gorilla thing and shipping cats in. And if you survive, you get $100 million, $1 million or something.
Oh, child.
I mean, that's not even. I mean, low key, is that? Oh, no, that's. If I don't even know if it would be a human rights violation. Does the UN get involved with that? If they're giving them, huh? What?
Yes, you are crazy. Look, okay,
no, yes, because of animal cruelty. That's why. Got you.
But it's not
because of the humans, right?
If they're the blacks, they're not really gonna say too much. But it's the animals.
No, it's not gonna be just black people though, because them sheiks gonna want a little bit of everybody over there. We're using
the animal cruelty part. If that's all they care about,
yeah.
Not the niggers.
Now, but if it was if outside the animal cruelty, is it illegal to do something like this outside the animal cruelty? Because people do boxing matches and stuff, all kind of crazy stuff, and sign depending on the country. So the UN, any of my political people, would the UN be involved in this? Sans the animal rights. If there was a world where the animal rights thing wasn't an issue, would we still be in issues with the United Nations over 100 niggas against the gorilla? I just need to know for all of my somebody, my political brothers and sisters that know the human rights, all the international jargon. Please hit us up. Let us know what, how that is. But man, that was. I'm telling you, look, 100 niggas versus gorilla is gonna be coming somewhere soon. All right. Next up, Dom.
Okay.
Break down this Misa suing Mary J. Blige.
Listen, you would know better than me, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell.
And Votto's involved. It's like weird.
Okay. Oops. So according to this article that is on the neighborhood, according to court documents, Votto was signed to Mary's label Beautiful Life Production, but was being managed by Misa's agency, MISA Management,
Okay.
Misa and her company say Mary used her power to tear up their deal behind the scenes. They claim Mary refused to release Vato's finished album and blocked him from going on tour unless he dropped Misa as his manager. Misa says it was not just business, but a personal takeover. She claims Mary secretly worked on Vato during yacht parties, hotel meetups, and private events where Misa was purposely left out. The goal was to allegedly isolate him and push him into a new deal. The lawsuit also says that Mary's chief security, who was described as her boyfriend, was trying to sign Vato himself. He allegedly pressured Vato to ink a new deal without any legal advice and warned him that staying loyal to Misa would cost him opportunities. Misa claims Mary personally threatened that the album would stay on ice and no touring would happen if Vato did not cut ties with her agency. Now Misa is asking the court for $5 million to cover the breach of contract, emotional distress, the dirty interference with her business. She also wants Mary to stop, stopping Mary and her camp from messing with Vato's career any further. I didn't even know Misa had a agency. Outside of her styling, I did not know that.
And low key, I didn't know Vato was still a viable artist, to be honest with you.
But also, I
didn't know Vato was still popular.
At one point, they were like best friends.
I mean, that doc that came out was during pandemic, beginning of the pandemic.
Where it was
about her style, right? Like it was about hip hop style or like women's hip hop fashion. If y'all, I can't remember the name of that. But she basically said that Mary saved her life or whatever. She even talked about her in there. Like, so I'm like, and that was just in 2020. I mean, I guess shit changes. And I mean, it was all good just a week ago. I mean, in a week, people's relationships can be fucked up in a week. So
that's true.
It's
just really. When I saw this, I
thought it was fake. I thought it was fake at first. I thought it was fake. I Googled it, make sure. Like, hold on, man. Like,
I've read it several times. I was like, wait a second, Misa is suing who? Like, this is craziness.
And who does like, man? If when we started this podcast during the pandemic, who would have thought that all these things would have been happening?
I mean, at some point it's funny because the material writes itself.
Is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis gonna break up next? Like, I mean, damn, like everybody's just not cool no more, are doing dumb shit.
Like, this is crazy. And, and I mean, this also speaks to that. And I mean, I guess technically she didn't do business with Mary. It's just like the middle person is her artist that she manages. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was like, oh, Vato had this deal with Mary, and then like how that even came into play.
I wonder, you know what?
Yeah, or if I think he was like,
I may cut some bail. They may still be cool. And the only reason I'm saying this is she may be suing the label, like other people, the label were doing stuff, not necessarily Mary.
Yeah.
So like, it's like you gotta sue me because I run a late, but I wasn't. She ain't running the day-to-day operations. Is what I'm saying.
Correct. Yes.
So,
yes.
But she's got to sue her
that, and then for him, he probably was like, okay, these two people fuck with each other. This will be good for business, good for me. Blah 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 blah. If
I'm gonna go to this meeting, I'm gonna do whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, I was hungry.
Oh no! Damn it! She says Hylton. I'm reading here now. So from Mary to Vato directly, and argues that the singer's actions left Vato in economic servitude, unable to earn money or repay advances tied to his recording deal.
Ooh!
Wow!
Sitting here. That's crazy.
Oh, she's getting sued for the Real Love sample too. Oh, Mary J. Blige is not named in the suit nor accused of any violation. The suit also makes it clear that the UMC Recordings, which owns the masters of Real Love, already reached an agreement for the sample. Okay, so she don't own that sample that master then.
Okay.
So that sample is from a group called it's from a funk song and Peace the President by the Honey Drippers. And it's also the same beat that they took for Around the Way Girl from LL Cool J. Mm-hmm. But they got sued for that in 91 and already paid that. But yeah, it was all good just a week ago, done.
That's crazy. That's
all
crazy.
right. I got this crazy story for you. I'm gonna read. Okay. This one. All right. Woman accused of deadly Easter egg plot allegedly tried to poison romantic rival, but allegedly attempt was foiled. All right. A woman accused of hatching a murder plot, which inadvertently killed the young son of her ex-boyfriend's new partner, had allegedly tried to poison the woman at least once before. Cordelia Pereira Barossa, 35, was arrested in the Brazilian state of Maranhão last week after allegedly sending an Easter egg to Miriam Lira, her ex-boyfriend's new romantic partner. Lira, 35, ended up in the hospital with critical condition from consuming eggs, but the suspect suspected her 7-year-old son, Luis, fell severely ill after consuming the chocolate and died. So she basically was trying to set up her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend by sending eggs. So he ate most of it. She ate a little bit, and she got in the hospital and he died from it. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Y'all really need Jesus. Listen, y'all need to go back to busting windows out niggas' cars. Because now you're dumbass because you was trying to kill some. And did you think that he was gonna get back with you after they found out that they was poisoned? Like, your mind ain't no dick that good. Like, you could be mad that somebody has broken up with you. Like I said, bust the windows out the car, maybe even set the hoe on fire. Or be like, though Left Eye did not and said she didn't intentionally mean to set that boy house on fire. But that's what happened.
Yep.
There's so many other things that you can do that don't get you in trouble. And granted, busting windows out the car will get you in trouble, but you gonna get
it's no car. It's a $500 deductible.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, $500, cool. You might even cut up this nigga sneaker collection, but poisoning niggas.
But you end up killing cows.
I sent you where the girl had posed as an ICE officer.
I was just gonna play that. Hold on, wait. I'm finna play it. I already got it. Hold on. Since you mentioned
Bay County Sheriff's investigators are releasing more details about a woman accused of impersonating an Immigration's Customs Enforcement officer. This is 50-year-old LaTrance Battle. Deputies arrested Battle on Friday, April 11th, the day after she allegedly tried to arrest.
Hold on, y'all. Stop. Before we continue, we're gonna let it keep playing. If y'all that are watching on YouTube, you have to see how this woman looks to look like that. She thought she could get away with being ICE employee.
and for those listening, that y'all should have saw immediately how my head cocked to the side.
Someone else. Bay County Sheriff's Office officials say Battle showed up at the victim's job, identifying herself as an ICE agent, wearing a black shirt with ICE printed on the front, carrying a handheld radio and a sheriff's.
Hold on.
Nigga.
Hold on. So she just hold on with it. Just a thing with she just got to print it. Like, it's like one of the things you just get police on a t-shirt.
Nigga, this is crazy, right?
And a walkie-talkie. Like,
and a fucking walkie-talkie. What are you doing? Listen. Ladies, I want to speak to y'all for a minute. If you ever meet a man that is dropping dick off like this, where y'all are discombobulated in the freaking brain, you need to run. Go seek help. Y'all are out here stigmatized and doing dumbass shit that jeopardizes y'all future over a nigga that really don't want you. Oh, hit play.
Office business card. The woman, who is in the process of becoming a legal United States resident, told deputies she believed Battle was legitimate and got into a car with her. She claims she tried to call her husband and her lawyer, but Battle snatched away her phone. Officials say the victim became growingly concerned after they passed the sheriff's office and the jail. When they stopped at the Bridge Plaza apartment complex, the victim was able to escape, and a concerned citizen assisted in contacting authorities. This is sheriff's office body cam video of Battle's arrest. Bay County sheriff's officials say this was a targeted incident.
Hold on, there's one more video. Hold on. I guess it's supposed to be a follow with this. So you see somebody dropping dick off like this, run.
There's a connection between the victim's husband and Miss Battle. It goes back a few years ago, so there has not been much connection lately, but they do know each other. This is definitely a targeted particular incident that happened here. We're not concerned about anything else like this happening, but she did pick her victim, and so we don't believe there's any other threat to the public at this time.
He adds Battle appeared to be on her way out of town when she was arrested. Battle is charged with kidnapping.
Hold on, y'all. Once again, if y'all saw the picture, if y'all listen to audio, please go to our YouTube because you gotta see.
Kidnapping and commission of a felony, robbery by sudden snatching, impersonating an officer in commission of a felony, and felony violation of probation. She's held on $85,000 bond on the first 3 charges and held without bond on the probation violation. Jennings says if you are concerned at all, just ask for credentials from a law enforcement officer. He adds that this incident is alarming for the department. We'll have more on that on News 13.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. I thought it was kind of an ingenious plan. In like a Mayberry, like fucked up world. I was like, because I could see somebody being there high, being like, hey man, I know how I'm gonna get that bitch. I'm gonna go buy this Ice t-shirt and get this radio for Radio Shack. Radio Shack don't exist, y'all, but just stay with my plan here. Like she like, I'm gonna give me a wife from somewhere, and I'm just gonna pick her up. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her.
Like this is your ex-boyfriend's wife.
Yeah.
Like.
So that means she's been.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
Getting her for now. I don't know the dynamics of the relationship.
Listen, niggas be out here playing the long game. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Based on the family drama that is still going on in my family, niggas be playing the long game. I mean, the long game, like niggas waiting for niggas to die. Like that's the long game.
So you think that's what she had been doing? Probably.
She probably, depending on how long they have been married. Yeah, she was like, oh, I'm gonna get that bitch, and I know she not like fully legal. You know, she in the process, and this is the perfect time. She wasn't doing that shit during the old Biden administration. She was like, let me wait till this red orange motherfucker get back in here.
Oh, or she was like, I'm gonna try to drop her off somewhere where they can deport her. Like,
or your ass should have just took her to the sheriff's station. Be like, hey, she illegal.
Because they was in Florida. This is a Panama City. I wonder what was her plan then? Now I get if you was in Texas and you like, I'm gonna drive you to the border, and you just dropped her off and drove back home, and then you be like, she got deported.
I don't know. Like that's like we need the details.
Yeah, because I need to know how crazy this plan was in her mind and how long she had plotted it. Because like you said,
I'm just like,
so I'm not saying let's because I know people like, well, he could have been fucking with her for a long time. Let's take that out of there. I want to believe that he ain't fucked with her in 10 years. And she just, like you said, she didn't got fed up waiting for this girl to get deported. It was like, I'm gonna do it myself.
And then if she was married, okay, so if this is the ex-boyfriend's wife, she probably just going through the green card process.
Yeah. So
they would have had to have been together a minimum of like
over a year, right? To even start.
Yeah,
process,
but
right?
so okay, so it's different with a green card. Okay, so they have to stay married for like, as they supposed to be 5 years. So you can apply, like you said, I think it's after a year. If you marry somebody that's a citizen, have to stay married minimum of 5 years. So yeah, I'm gonna say that she low-key could have been here longer because she could have had been here on a work visa.
Right. But what I'm thinking is, I'm wondering is that if she would now I done made up a whole nother story in my mind, y'all. I done gave her life.
This is the life of an Aquarius, guys. Y'all tell us something and then we go to the extreme.
Just like I did with the 100 niggas in the gorilla, where I made a whole fight league over in Dubai. But no, what if she was like thinking like, all right, I'm gonna get her away, and then, but my thing is, so she didn't know what she looked like then? Maybe
there was an overlap. There's like,
No. I'm saying the other girl didn't know what she looked like for her to show up at ice stand. Like, you Brenda, what are you doing? You ain't know. So it had to been a long time.
She had to have been lurking. Like she was lurking in the darkness.
I'm saying that he ain't messed with her in a long time is what I'm saying.
Yeah, or he could have, and she could have went through the phone. She just didn't say nothing. And she was like, I know, because every chick don't say nothing. They just they have action. They're about the action.
And I wonder if she was gonna take her somewhere and be like, hey, I'm gonna let you off, but you can't go back home. Or we gonna deport, or like I'm gonna deport you, or you can leave the state and whatever, or something like that, and never come back.
Like I do want to know the full plan. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna need an update on this case.
Yeah, I already got it in my Google alerts. Like, let me know next time this, because we got to come back to that.
Okay.
All right. So, do you want to talk about Return of the Mack?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
I always want to talk about Return of the Mack.
I tell you a story about this song. Mark Morrison. Eddie Murphy first got his deal at Paramount. A guy walking up to him. I got a song that goes, you sing it, it'll be a major hit. Edison, what's your name? My name is Simon Cowell. And that was the song. Simon Cowell did this song. Really? This is Simon Cowell. You're a damn liar. Look at this wrong. Simon Cowell over this man.
All right. So if you couldn't hear it, well, basically Miguel Nunez was on somewhere working on a show, and they were playing Return of the Mack, obviously in the background. And he says that Simon Cowell offered the song originally, the song that Mark Morrison had that made famous Return of the Mack, offered it to Eddie Murphy originally, and he turned it down because he wasn't, I believe Simon Cowell wasn't known for real yet. Or just Eddie just didn't want to do it. Eddie's just a weird guy like that.
Also, I mean, and Simon Cowell was known, but he was just like kind of bigger overseas and more behind.
Yeah, and Mark Morrison is a British dude as well, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could see. We need Eddie to come out and say something about this, or Simon Cowell. Like I could see how you got there, especially from Party All the Time, or what's the other one? I Was a King. Because like the call and response that's kind of happening in the song, I could kind of hear Eddie doing that. But man, you know what? Let's go back to What's For You Was For You, because that song was clearly for Mark Morrison.
Yes. Now, but because I wonder if it would have been dope. I could see it being dope with Eddie in like another hit for him in the 90s. But I also could see people being like, man, hell no. Because
but also, okay, so what year? Hold on.
93. 96, sorry, 96.
96. I'm like, no, I say 96. Yeah, 96. By that time, Eddie was already like just a superstar. So it would have been
it would have been looked at as corny.
Yeah. I think that's because no. It could, because we had Nutty Professor by this time. Maybe if it was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack, maybe. But yeah, we already have Eddie.
It was for who it was for, like you said. The God wanted.
Yeah, that's really, and he been eating off of this song for damn near 30 years.
Yeah,
like that's what people dream of, having a hit that just pays you for the rest of your life.
What's so funny is I was arguing with somebody in the 90s. Did I tell you about that? Where they were like, John B. It was something. John B. says something, and it was like, they were basically saying like, he ain't got no songs for it. I was like, first of all, you're wrong. Number one, most people never get one hit, period, let alone 2 or 3 or 4. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. It was something like they're not. It was something along those lines. But I basically responded like, most people never get one hit at all, let alone 2.
Like, don't listen to what people. Then you got what? The song with Tupac.
Yeah, Are You Still Down?
Yeah, Are You Still Down? And then you have like I'm like, what are you talking about?
Then you got it's so many John.
And see the thing with the Mark Morrison hit, Mark Morrison's song, whereas John B for the most part was played on urban radio. Mark Morrison was played on urban radio and top 40.
He was big on MTV back in them days.
Yeah.
Mark Morrison was big.
My daddy loved that song. And he'd be like, where y'all get that from? I say, hey, Nelly, that's what Nelly said. So when it come on, we turn it up for him.
Look, it's because it's a real song, though. If you listen, look, you lied to me. You told me things I'll never forget. You lied to me. Yes, I do. Let's try. You know what? It's time for Return to the Mack. I gotta get back out there on these hoes. I gotta be in these streets. It's Return to the Mack.
Yep.
They call me Macaroni for short. I mean, man.
Yeah, I'm like, look, it says, well, I tried to tell you so, but I guess you didn't know. As the saddest story goes, baby, now I got the flow. Because I knew it from the start, baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I win. You lied to me all those times you said that I love you. You lied to me. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. You lied to me, even though you knew I'd die for you. You lied to me. Yes, I cried. Yes, I cried. And it goes on to Return of the Mack.
This how much Mark Morrison got. He just bought a $2 million crib in 2023 in Florida. So that's how long this song. No, y'all don't understand. He has no other hits.
Yeah.
That means that's how many royalty checks that he's got coming in that he can buy $2 million home still in 2023. What, 27 years later? Man, y'all be just.
And then don't forget, it was in that ad. It was like in the Super Bowl ad. It's been in so many commercials.
For sure.
Man. Yes, I do.
I'm trying to think. How many platinum did that go? Let me see. Return to the Mack went. Damn, it went 5 times platinum. Shit.
It's so good. You lied to me.
Shoot, he just had a gold. Oh, he did. He redid Returning to Mack with Post Malone and Sick Kick and went gold in 2022, a remake.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
I ain't know that either.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yes, that wasn't even his first single. He had 3 singles before that, so it's not like this one grinding.
It take that one hit. It take that one song. We always say that. So okay, before we wrap up,
no, I was going to go into it. We got to do our Mount Rushmore of.
Oh, see, okay. Before we got into that, I was going to circle back to something you said last week about sinners.
Oh, go ahead, real quick.
So you had mentioned the idea of the 10 Commandments. And so, I went and watched it again. I was like, I'm going to watch it through that gaze. But what I ultimately saw were the 7 deadly sins in that film. And so, you have gluttony, you have, what are all the 7 deadly sins? Hold on. And it's so crazy. Envy, hold on. You got pride, lust, gluttony, sloth, wrath, greed, and envy. So I saw all of those kind of come into play with the characters in Sinners. So like you have the gluttony could be Delta Slim. Sloth is Cornbread because he is kind of lazy. He behind on his quota and you just sitting at the door. Wrath would be the white girl Mary because she got this anger and all this stuff. And you have greed, which is low key. It could go for both twins, when you really think about them. And then you got lust, Sammy, envy. For me, that would have been the thing that I said about Pearline and her, that moment where I saw that in her that I don't see any discourse about. But pride is also the twins, and more so Smoke than Stack. So that's what I walked away with.
Was the 7 deadly sins? See, I didn't think of jealousy. The jealousy one is the one that was hardest one for me.
Yeah. So that's all.
All right.
So I just wanted to say that. So for a third time, it was interesting watching it through that gaze. Because I was like, oh, wow. And then I, told Johnny, and then he was like, huh? And I was like, but then I saw this. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's something. The movie is that dope that you got to keep thinking about all this stuff, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a week. So, actually, now it's going on 2 weeks. So, yeah.
That's how you know a movie is that dope.
I got a homeboy that feels like it is very mediocre. So
that's fine.
It's always gonna be somebody that
I don't need to argue with people like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I told him, I was just like, look, I've watched TV with you, so I think you were being over analytical and doing too much and not enough at the same time. That's all. That's all. So okay.
Right, so shout out to everybody that man, so much love on our like people really messing with our modern R&B Mount Rushmore for men. So we said we was gonna come back a couple of weeks with the one for the ladies.
Okay. Again, artists in the last 5
to 10 years. 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. I'm taking Victoria Monet out. I would put it on there, but she's kind of been blowing up, and I want to give some shine to some other people that don't, people may not know about as much. So I'm taking her, but she would be on mine in general. So my first one is Alex Isley.
Okay. That's
Alex
fair.
Isley is super dope.
Good and plenty, like a
super dope. Like,
good and plenty, man. Oh, that's such a big
look. Just go check out the Alex Isley, Terrace Martin collaboration. Ladera. This is a song called "Lost on Ladera." They redo "Paradise" from Sade. It's so different and sultry. Stepping in the living room is dope. Like she's dope. And she's also Ernie Isley from the Isley Brothers.
Yep.
So it's in her blood. I mean, you know, it's in her blood. All right. My next one is Baby Rose.
Okay.
Baby Rose. She sounds like she's been smoking cigarettes for 75 years. She's only 24. And that shit sounds so soulful and dope. Like blues.
Baby Rose from America. I feel like she gives me British because of that.
No, she's from like LA, I think.
Oh, okay. It's something about sometimes with British artists, and it's just like, that makes sense. But
yeah, just because she's from DC, actually. My bad. She's from DC.
Okay.
She's from DC. So she's super, super, super dope. Like when you hear it, you're gonna be like, how? Like what? She's only 30 years old. Like, but it sounds so much like it's very raspy, but after it's soulful.
It's giving funk, not funk, Motown era.
And very bluesy, like a blues.
Yes, absolutely.
To her. My next one is City Bay.
Okay.
If you're talking about like, I don't like comparing artists to other artists because I like them to let them have their own autonomy. But I would think of a updated, little bit more funkier Sade is the best comparison for people. City Bay, like I mean, when you hear it, you're gonna be like, damn. It just feels angelic. Her music feels angelic. Like, dang, man, I wouldn't even want to have sex with you. I just want to lay there and listen to the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even want to do nothing, you know? And that's you know, you don't have to even worry about that. And my last one is Sid from
the internet.
The internet is my last one, man. Sid is dope. Like she's hands down one of the dopest out there. Then I want to give a honorable mention to Joyce Rice too.
Okay.
Joyce Rice.
I like her. Okay, so I'm gonna say her or HER.
Okay.
I stumbled upon her after playing an album, and she came up on like a radio station that was generated by whichever artist. And knowing me, I was probably listening to something like a Janae Aiko, and then she came up. I would say Alex Isley for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good and Plenty still has me in the chokehold. She has a new project out too, and you know her. She has a kid with King and Dixon, who was on my Mount Rushmore. Yeah, like for the men.
Alex Isley and Kenny just have a kid together.
Yeah.
Oh, this kid gonna be stupid.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of who else. Because I like, there was a girl that played at the Hollywood Bowl a couple weeks ago, and she is like, she kind of look Asian, but she not, I don't know what she is, but she light skin, long hair, look Asian, and I'm trying to think of her name, and I can't think of it, so she don't count. I would put Victoria Monet on there. And I am simply because of
where she came from.
Yeah, I'm like, I know she's been in the game a long time, but more so behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. But stepping out in front, I think that a lot of people, we all gravitate to her. She's unproblematic, writing hit songs, can dance her ass off. She's beautiful. She looks good. And my next one is going to be Coco.
Oh, Coco Jones. Okay.
This is a Coco Jones stand account. Let me tell you about this little heifer. Like this girl, Coco. She just dropped a project last week.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
And she has a song on there called On Site that is everything. It's probably, and I like every song that she has dropped. Her project is called Why Not More, and it starts out kind of like, you know, upbeat song, Keep It Quiet. Then it goes into Taste, which has the sample of Britney Spears' Toxic. But On Site, like the On Site is that girl. It's just so good, and I just love Coco Jones also because she a chocolate girl. Like she remind me of me, you know, like she fly. She got this big pretty smile. She got kind eyes, but also the eyes are sexy. So it's just like she dope. And like the chorus on site, I just want to read it to you. It is, she says, I want to lay with you all night, and after that, let me ride. When you say it's on site, don't lie, nigga. Yes, bitch. Yes, it is. Come on. So I enjoy Coco Jones. I loved her first project. You know, that she dropped where she won like I think maybe 1 or 2 Grammys. I know she won 1, but I think she might have won 2 Grammys for that project. So yeah, that is the girl. And I think they need to, you know, there was a clip that recently went viral of Charlamagne interviewing her and telling her, hey, your label send us
the album and all.
Send us the album until 7:45, knowing that we have been requesting it and you were going to be here. And I think he did right by telling her that. I don't know if I'm 100% okay with him telling her that on air, because then you kind of put me in a space where my back is up against the wall, where it's like I still got this contract with them, so I have to watch what I say and what, you know. But I think he should have definitely had that conversation. And I don't know what time she was scheduled, you know, to appear on their show, but it was so many other things that y'all could have talked about. You know, you got the upcoming final season of Bel Air, and y'all could have talked about the songs that she had out, or, you know, you could have played 10 seconds. Y'all remember back in the day at Sam Goody, you got 10 seconds, 15 seconds to listen to something. Y'all could have did that based on how it came out, how it made you feel, and could have connected that way. But yeah.
Coco's dope too, man.
Coco is dope.
And it was so what was so interesting about the last one we did, so many people was coming like, I ain't heard of none of these artists. I'm like, damn, is that how bad? I mean, and because I think some of them, I thought Sir was one of my more mainstream ones, and people didn't even know who Sir was, but I thought that was more of a mainstream pick, like Sir was when we said Sir.
You know what? But I think I discovered, but it was the same thing how I discovered her with Sir, and then I just so happened, I didn't even really realize what he looked like until I went to a festival out here, and then I saw him perform, and I was like, oh snap, he's real good, and the mic is on.
Yeah.
But
and the rapper D Smoke's brother too, from that one.
I'm surprised that I'm surprised that people at least wouldn't know who Durand was, or Lucky Day. Lucky Day has like,
that's my thing. I thought Lucky Day and Sir were our picks that were the most mainstream. I can see Durand not being known, and I think if they saw him and like, oh, he been background for a whole bunch of people, I think people it would have clicked. But Sir and like Lucky Day, people didn't like. People were like, I don't know none of these R&B.
Listen, the Good and Plenty remix with Lucky Day, and then he's on the remix to Slow Down by Van Jess.
Yep.
Man, Lucky Day.
Lucky Day's
Lucky
dope.
Day. He'll be a lucky day if he crosses my path.
And shout out to another one that was one of my sleepers too. Two more sleepers for people. We Are King. I love We Are King too. It's a set of twins and another artist together. It is super dope. And another one that is sleeper, Madison McFerrin, who is Bobby McFerrin's daughter.
Okay, I'll have to check that
Don't
out.
worry, be happy, Bobby McFerrin. His daughter shit is pretty dope. So she's the one that did the BBL Drizzy remix that was popular.
Okay.
That she was singing it. That's Bobby McFerrin's daughter.
So the other person, there's a girl. So I know Jessie Reyes is someone that I've been slowly getting into, because at first I was like, I'm not sure if I like the sound of like what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
But she's been dropping stuff that's been really good. And she has a song with Black that I like. Which is, I guess, I not really like Black, but I think Black might be like the male Issa Rae of R&B music, because I feel like people like, oh, Black is boring. Because you remember Issa was just like, I just want to, make boring, like corny movies or things like that. That's something she said. So I kind of put Black in that category a little bit, but I like his song because he has the song called A Switch That I Love. A song called Switch That I Love. And then another girl that I really like is Kiana Lede. Yeah, I like her a lot. And then I guess, I don't know, like we can't put Kehlani, because Kehlani's been around longer than like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I really love Kehlani. Kehlani got this song with Lucky Day, y'all, called like When You're Not There, nigga. And then she got this other song called Close Off, which I don't know how to say the girl name. I think they saying that she kind of messing with the girl, but it's like KWN. So I was like, is it Quan? Is it Queen? Is it y'all not spelling stuff out confuses me. I'm 38. Like
I get it together. Like
get it together. So yeah, that's it.
So there is this thread, a couple of threads. If you put in 7 songs from R&B artists with less than 100K followers, it's like a couple of different ones. I would advise people, if you like, yo, I don't know any R&B, like it's the artists we're saying have more. Honestly, you should know most of these artists that we're talking about, because they winning Grammys. They don't. It's just that R&B is not selling them. But if you really want to know, like, get down in the nitty gritty, there's sections you can go and just put in on IG or online R&B artists with less than 100K following. You'll find these artists. You'll be like, dude, they're dope. And I'll download their stuff like and support them because it's good music, because it's still good R&B. And I think we need R&B back in music at a heavy level. Like a heavy level. We need some cats simping again a little bit. We need that.
Grabbing in the rain.
Yes.
All and laying on your side.
We need more love, man. Like especially with these times.
And I think, and I was gonna say, I think that there's a disconnect in when it comes to that realm, and there's people out there that are doing it, but y'all just are really not paying attention. Like I would say there's certain artists that are consistent.
Let the algorithm work for you. Don't let the algorithm work you, is what I say. Like go searching for stuff.
Yeah.
Like don't just be
for sure.
Just like whatever just comes at me, that's the only thing I'm consuming. Try to find the music.
But because like there's another girl, when you said Joyce Wright, Rice, there's a girl named Amber Mark, but she's been on the scene, but she's kind of like she'll fall under the radar. But I remember how I've discovered her. It was a song that we would play at Nordstrom called Love Me Right. And so then, I went to like a look for this song and this project, and it was a really good project. And she just dropped something. I think it was like last year, but she's a really good artist. And like you said, it's she don't look like how she sounds, like definitely, but it's good. It's not as like, not like how Baby Rose is, but definitely dope. Definitely dope artist.
Yeah, like, so check out some more R&B, y'all. I know a lot of y'all were saying like, man, I don't even check it out. Let us know what y'all think. All right, Don, where can people hit you up at?
Y'all can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. St. Angeles. Threads. I've been a little more active on Threads. I'm trying to become consistently active on Threads. So that's it for me.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm just starting to get active over on the ticky tacky. So and I'm I know I'm old as hell. I didn't see it called this shit the ticky tacky. God,
look, my daddy be like, listen, over there on the TikTok. I'm like, why would we be putting in front of everything?
Yeah, I'm tripping, y'all. My bad. I'm just old. It is what it is. But I maybe I don't know. I said I wouldn't get on TikTok either, and look at me now.
Are you a
but
man?
But it's our materials on there, so you know, it is what it is. But thank y'all for listening as always. We will be back next week. Peace.